Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 82 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on my writing. So, yay for day 82. I did a little bit of writing tonight. I did write in my journal, of course, which I notice kind of puts me to sleep because it gets all of my anxieties and everything out when I'm writing. So all the stuff that's on my mind that keeps me awake at night, and I'm like, oh, I know I'm falling asleep, and I still have to do my writing and make my videos. So I was trying to think of something, and I decided to do another acrostics poem, name poem thing. But I'm not going to share that one with you guys because I used my real name. I think I've mentioned one other video that Midge Shoemaker is my pen name, which I really like my pen name. I do. It kind of reminds me of my best friend from when I was in elementary school, and even though I haven't seen or talked to her since I was like 13 or 14, Midge was the nickname that she gave me, and so it's always kind of stuck with me. So it's just kind of it's like a happy memory from my childhood. One of, probably not many. I probably have a lot more happy memories than I realize, but as I work through the old stuff, the negative stuff, I discover more happy memories and good things. It's just, where my focus has been, the negative versus the positive. So I need to focus more on the positive. And today I've been dealing with a little bit of a tummy ache, and it was kind of going away until I started sitting on my exercise ball. So I think maybe it's just sore tummy muscles from like moving around on my ball, which I enjoy moving around on my ball. I think it's good exercise for me. It's not a lot of exercise. I'm like, it's very low key. It doesn't require a whole lot of anything, just, maintaining some balance. But I think it might be working, but not used to having sore tummy muscles. So makes me not want to sit on my ball. Makes me want to find one of my hard folding chairs to use that again. But my back feels better when I sit on my ball and not my folding chairs. So I'm hoping if I do this enough times, my tummy will get used to it and it will stop, being mean to me. Not that you need to know any of that information. Was that TMI? Too much information? Anyway, I did my little name poem, and it's funny because I was writing in my journal, and then I was trying to think, what am I going to write today? And then I was thinking about that, and my first name does also start with an M. It's where Midge comes from, obviously. As a nickname, so the M that popped into my head was Majestic, and probably because I watched Beauty. It is Black Beauty. There we go. I'm like, Beauty, it's a horse movie. That's not right, but it's Black Beauty. They did like one of those new remakes or something on Disney Channel. I remember watching it growing up as a kid, and I think I even read the book, but it's been so long I don't remember. But I love horses. I've always loved horses. So I just watching the horse and running and the majestic horse, so it just kind of was popping into my head, and I was like, okay, so I guess I'm going to start off with Majestic tonight. So I did that, and then of course I filled up my old journal, so I got to start a new journal, which was like yay, because I had another journal that I had bought, because I bought two at the same time, and then I got two journals for Christmas, so I'm like, yay, I have journals to fill up. I'm super excited about filling up journals. And that one took me about 2 months. And it's so funny because I was actually kind of disappointed. I'm like, usually it takes a month, maybe less. I'm going to do better on the next one. I'm going to fill it up faster. And I don't need to fill it up faster. It's not like it's a race or something, but I don't know. It feels like I've accomplished something when I finish a journal, and it's exciting to start a new one. It's like starting a new goal or something. So it's fun for me. And I know I mentioned the day planner when I first started, and I did not do it the last couple of days, but I have been filling up my little day planner with my little to-do list and crossing it off in all of my fun little colors. So I really appreciate whoever gave this to me. I'm trying to learn how to use it. Not sure if I'm doing it right. Don't really care. The fact that it's just giving me another place to keep track of what I'm doing for the day. And some days I do better than others. And of course, I've crossed out all the numbers because it puts little numbers on here, and it took me the longest time to figure out why it starts with 6 and ends with 7. And there's a whole bunch of numbers in between. There's a total of 14 numbers. It starts with 6 and ends with 7. it confused me until I realized that I'm like, oh, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So that's what my day is supposed to be according to this day planner. I will never be awake at 6 o'clock in the morning unless it's because I stayed up all night. That's probably not a good thing either. So yeah, I just I'm not a morning person. So although that's not entirely true, I may have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or I may stay up until 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not really a morning person, so I'm not going to schedule anything to be at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I just write over the little numbers with my colored pens and just do 1 through, I just do 1 through 14, and I don't have to fill in all the blanks. I'm not making myself do that. It's just I'm giving myself 14 spaces for 14 things to do for the day. And I usually do somewhere between 6 to 10. Occasionally I'll get crazy and do 12. But I don't normally do like 14 things in my day. But I'm not going to fill in 14 things. I'm not going to do it. I can't give myself time restrictions like that. I would like to. I've tried to. It's not working for me. I think I'm trying to just baby steps, baby steps. And as long as I can get through all the things I need to in a day, it's good. And if I would do it in a certain order every day is better. And eventually I might get to where I'm like a certain time every day, but sometimes things take longer than I think they will, or they need to take longer, or sometimes they don't take as long. And then I have extra time because especially if I have it set for a certain time, like, oh, I can't start that for like half an hour. And then I get busy doing something else and then I don't do whatever that was. So setting time restraints has not been working for me very well. Maybe it would if I stuck to them better, but I am still learning how to take care of myself and how to be consistent. But I'm trying, and I'm grateful for all these fun little tools that I have. As far as doing my YouTube videos, it helps me. It's one of my tools, and I have this date planner thing that lists all these times for me to keep track of stuff, and I have my journal that I get to write in and do things. So it's good. And I do have a set time that I've been walking with my friend. I did that for like 5 days this week. Yay. Not today, because today's Saturday and we don't walk on Saturdays or Sundays. Take the weekend off and just work 5 days a week. Gonna kill me though, because she wants to walk faster, go longer distances. She's like, let's turn this into a cardio workout thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. No, it'll be good for me. I know it'll be good for me. And I know I'm making a lot of, I want to make a lot of changes in my life, but it requires me to let go of my inhibitions, to let go of my fears, and to trust God and trust His plan for me, and to trust that it's safe to just move forward and see what happens, to just, open that door and be like, all right, I'm ready for whatever's out there. And it kind of scares me. So I think I still have days where I'm like, I'm doing really good. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm doing really good. I don't know what to do with myself. And I still hit the brakes and I'm like, I'm done. I got to take a break. I can't handle all this change, all this stuff, because it's good. It's great. It's awesome. And I just don't know if I can keep up with it. I don't know if I can keep doing it. I panic because I can feel myself changing. I can see myself changing, and I know it's a good thing, and I know it's all the things that I wanted and I'm working towards. And it's like, yay, I deserve all this stuff. I should get all this stuff. I need to keep going. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. And I panic. And I know it seems so crazy. It does. But I think when you've had traumatic experiences in your life, when you've been traumatized, when you focus so long on the negative, it's like the positive is there and things are going well and things are going good. And then it's like, I know how to handle chaos. I know how to handle messes. I know how to ignore like all the feelings of depression and just keep working through things. I know all of the negatives in life. I know how to think of all the negative things, the horrible outcomes. I know how to daydream about all the positive things that I want in my life, but without the expectation of them ever actually happening. I don't know what to do with things that are like actually like kind of starting to happen. I think that's part of my struggle with finishing my books and getting on top of people for helping me with editing and my book covers and things like that, because it's scary to be like, but I'm finished with something, but I did something, but this is really cool something. So it's it's just me getting in my way again because I don't know how to deal with it, or because there's that tiny little bit of fear that's still there that's like, this is gonna be a trick. This is gonna be a trap. This is gonna just all fall apart. And the only thing that falls apart is me. It's me when I choose to stop taking care of myself, when I don't read my scriptures and meditation journals, when I don't take my DDR prime, my antidepressant medicine, when I don't write in my journal, then I fall apart. But everything else in my life is still moving forward. It's still going because I've set the wheels in motion. And when you set something in motion, what is it? Something that's been acted upon continues to move. You know, if it's in motion, it can stays in motion, and if it's not in motion, then it doesn't go anywhere. I can't remember. It's some kind of like law of physics thing or something. An object in motion stays in motion, or something like that. Like those little silver ball things that go ding, ding, ding back and forth, and you just pull one, and they just kind of bounce back and forth off of each other, and then you have to like literally physically hold them to make them stop, or they just keep going indefinitely. So I've kind of set some things in motion for myself that just are rolling forward, and I can't really stop them. I mean, I could, but it would be really bad of me. But I keep trying to take a break. I keep trying to hit the brakes. I keep trying to slow down because as much as I want it, it's scary, and it takes time to adjust to something new and something different. And I don't know, maybe it's easier if you just change everything overnight and just be like, okay, out with the old and in with the new. But I'm just not one of those people that can do that. So to me, it's more like testing the waters. It's like getting into a pool, and I'm like, and it's cold, and I'm just going to stand here until my feet are warm. Okay, my feet are warm. All right, let's go down and to get my calves a little bit wet, and then to the knees, and then eventually I will get to, up to my up to my head, and at that point I'm like, I'm just gonna dive under the water and just get it done and over with because I'm gonna freeze if I don't. The only way to get warm at that point is to get under the water and then to start swimming. But I think I just keep dipping my toes in the water, and I'm like, yeah, my feet are warm. This is good. This is nice. I love the water. And I do love the water, and I do love change. And these are all things that I've been praying for and working towards. And then I don't know, I get scared. It gets cold. It gets something. And I'm like, I'm just going to stand here and stare at this for a little while, or I'm going to, go dry off for a minute and I'll come back later. I don't know. I wish I could explain myself, and I can't. I start off really strong. I get stuck somewhere in the middle, and then hopefully I end a little bit better. But I know I've made a lot of changes, a lot of progress. I've opened a lot of doors for myself, opened a lot of old wounds to allow them to heal. Just exposed myself a lot in these videos. Been very vulnerable, and it's kind of scary to realize that I have a lot more to open up, to let other people in, to experiment with, to change. And it's a never ending cycle. And I can see that it's a never ending cycle, and I will never be perfect, and there will always be something to work on, which is good because I can always find 100 days of something to do to share in my videos, right? But it's good because it means I will always have something to write about. I don't have to worry about running out of things to write or running out of things to share. I just have to be willing to write them and share them and stop trying to hold on to them and keep them, because holding on to things and keeping them is holding me back and keeping me from enjoying my life. And I know that. I know that in theory. Let's put it that way. In theory, that makes more sense. And living in reality is better than living in fantasy worlds in my head, and I know that. But sometimes it's just easier. It's more fun. It's just a nice escape. And it's nice to escape for a while, and that's okay. I just can't escape every day. And I need to see that stuff in my life can be just as fun and exciting as stuff in my head. The only difference is in my head, I'm writing the story and I know the outcome. And in life, although sometimes I'm writing the story, I don't necessarily know the outcome. Sometimes I feel more like it's one of those impromptu script kind of a things for a play, and you're just thrown out there and given a scenario and go. And my mind goes blank. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm saying. And the audience is laughing and this is hilarious. And I'm like, and I feel dumb. So, which, I think I felt a lot like that when I first started these videos, but I don't feel as dumb anymore. Now I'm just out there. I'm like, all right, I'm here for the entertainment. Let's do this. This is fun. I'm just going to laugh at myself. You guys feel free to laugh at me too. It's fine. I just ramble, get tired, do random things, get extra creative with what I'm trying to do so I can avoid doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm very good at that, in case you haven't noticed with my writing. I'm like, all right, I'm going to write something. Going to write something new. Today it was something with my real name, which I like my real name. It's very long, but I like it anyway. And even though I don't go by my full name, I actually like my full name. So it's kind of funny. I think I always did, and I always hated that my biological mom would always shorten it, especially when she shortened my first name and then used my middle name. That always bothered me. Can't say why that did. It just did. But I don't know. It's fun. And when I write in a new journal, every time I start a new journal, I like to write my full name out. First, middle, and last name. It's always fun. And when I was younger, I used to put bushy berries. I used to put Jones bushy berries because my mom's maiden name was Jones, and my grandpa taught me that when I was little. He would tell me that my last name was Jones bushy berries because he would always do the bushy berry talk, which I guess some people call spoonerisms. It's basically where you just kind of mix up the first letters of the word. So instead of brush your teeth, it'd be truss your beef or something like that. So it was just silly. Which we're never supposed to say fire truck, but you could say shake a tower instead of take a shower. So just anyway, just things like that. So he called it bushy berry talk when I was growing up. So I have some journals from when I was younger, and that I would write my full name and then I would write Jones bushy berries at the end of it. And I was thinking about that today because I wrote my full name, and I loved doing that. And I think I liked my full name because it was really long and I liked writing, and so it gave me lots more letters to write. And I discovered that when I was like in second grade. My mom was like, she couldn't believe that I wanted to go by my full name because I learned how to write my full name and I thought it was cool. I was like, I don't remember doing that, but that totally makes sense to me. So it just seems like, wow, even at a very young age, I like to write. I like letters. I don't have very good handwriting, but I like to write. So maybe it's something that I was always meant to do, and I wish that I had been encouraged to do that more, or that I had been willing to do more of that instead of being afraid of it. But I've always been afraid of succeeding, of doing something well, and anything that I was good at, I didn't do for fear that I was going to be better than someone else, or I was going to hurt someone else's feelings. And now I know I don't have to worry about that, and it's okay to just put myself out there and to do it anyway. But it's still hard. It's still scary, but I'm still doing it. So I'm grateful that I'm still doing it, and I'm grateful that I can share my journey with all of you that are choosing to watch this. So I think that's all I have. I'm sorry for just rambling my little craziness tonight, but if you enjoyed it, got a few laughs, you could hit like, subscribe, you can share with someone else if you think they'll get a chuckle too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude and maybe some writing.